Hello, assalamu alaikum guys, and welcome back to a new tutorial. And in this tutorial we will make an video on arrays in C language. So let's start with a new project and we will name it single dimension 1D arrays. So basically there are two-dimensional, three-dimensional arrays in C language, but in the initial, on the first stage, we will learn the first dimension arrays. So let's start the program. Just save it, and now we will maximize the screen. So we come in the main menu, and remember, for those who are not using Windows IDE and they are not using Mac IDE and are using Windows IDE, the interference is quite different on both IDE. If you're using CodeBlock or you're using Lite or you're using Microsoft Visual Basic or any latest Visual Basic got many versions. So the syntax of the code is almost same, but all the difference comes in the looks of the IDE, integrated development environment. So this is Xcode, which is based on Apple OS X, while other IDEs are different. So let's start with our arrays. And for those who are Pakistani or Indians and want me to make tutorials in Urdu, I can make tutorials for them in Urdu. Or if they find something difficult in the tutorial, for example, I have made many different tutorials in English. So if you find something difficult to understand, let me know in the comments below and I will translate that in Urdu, and I will speak specific parts of my video in Urdu, specific parts of the video in Urdu. So in this video, this will be my first video, which will be in Urdu and English, and we will make arrays. So let's start, and I will start with our first arrays, and we will initialize int array and comma. So to initialize an array, you have to give a array a specific value. For example, your array can be of size 5, and this will be the size of array. This means this will be the size of the variables you're gonna save in it, and int tells that it is an integer array and it will store digits. And then we can say and then we have to say int I, and then we will initialize a for loop. For I is equals to 0, because array starts from 0. The indexing of an array starts from 0, while the size of array will be 5. So what we would say is I starts from 0 and I closes at 4, because 0 is an index to, so we count from 0 to 4 and it will be 5. And then we will say I plus plus, which means increment of I every time of 1. For example, 1 plus 1 in I. And we will then write a statement, and we will write printf %d. Now on one side, enter the first value, and instead of writing first, we will write %d value, and then we will switch the %d with our I value. So every time computers know which value is it, and the user know which value he or she have to enter. And then we'll write scanf, and then we will say we're gonna take integers value, so we'll use %d, and then we will give the address of our array, and we will say array, and then we will give it the value of I, because address 1, address 2 and address 3 will change respectively to the loop every time. And then what we'll do, delete this, and for we use this, we will delete this and this also. So now we'll loop, and what error is it? Oops, it said there's no comma in it. And right now, and What's wrong with that guy? All right, so now function is complete, and now we will run it. And in Windows we use F9, and in Mac we use Apple or Command plus R. And I double clicked it, so build succeed, and we will zoom in to check that it says enter the 0 value, which means enter the first value, which is we can add 50. Then we can say enter second, 25, 30, 45, 50, and program ended. So this means that our loop is working correctly, and now what we have to do is we have to write a little more code to print our values. So we'll copy the code at the top, and we'll make another for loop. So we'll delete this. All right, for, and we can say I is again is equals to 0, I is less than equals to 4, and I plus plus, I plus plus, and then we'll say print, come on keyboard, print the first value, which is %d, the first value of our array is, come on, %d, and then we'll add a comma, and we'll write I for the first d, %d operator, and for this, and then we'll write array I, and we'll set this, and that's all in this loop. And enter the %d value, and whoa, I have to delete this, and we have to check if I'm missing something. Unidentified, oh, I use a capital I, sorry for that. We'll zoom out, it's clumsy, and then we'll rerun the code, and now we will zoom in back. So we'll enter our values 25, 30, 60, 40, 80, and it said the 0 value of array is 25, the second value is, and it showed in the line because we does not use \n, and every time I make a code I just forget this thing. It's so annoying. We humans are so used to making codes the way we think it runs. So we'll do this again. And then we got the 0 value of our array is 25, 30, 60, 40, and so on to the fourth value. And this is the very basics of array in C language. You can add some little style in this by showing that it's +1 and adding I +1 at here. So now when the program will run, instead of showing this 0th value, it will show that it's on the first value, because now, yeah, enter the first value, which could be anything, and anything, 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 and now it shows the first value till the 5th value. That's all for the one-dimensional arrays in C language. So that's all for the arrays, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Hope it helped. Hope you will like to watch more. To watch more videos, please subscribe to my channel and share this video so others can get help as well. And that's all. Thanks, and meet you in the very next video. Take care. Allah Hafiz.